Hey everyone. So I am Mark. This is By Divine Design. Welcome to this week's free weekly guided meditation and transmission. Happens every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on Zoom. If you're catching this later, you can see the video description for how you too can join. Everyone's welcome. Today, we're going to give you just a little bit of setup for today's transmission. And the transmission will begin probably about 10 after today, in about 10 minutes. So I have an online program that contains my core teaching called The Loving Bliss of Being, the Ladder of Divine Love Consciousness. That's its whole name. And part of that, those who are participating in that program are able to join a weekly free healing circle that we have every Sunday afternoon. Well, Sunday afternoon for me, Sunday evening for some of the rest of you. And there's been very interesting things happening within the healing circle. In that the guides have been having me go into what they're now calling the vaster context, or a vaster context. And it relies on the energy of the group to kind of like boost me out there. So somehow the energy of the group gives an anchor and a foundation to me to be able to jump out to this higher level of being and bring it through. And so 3 weeks ago and 2 weeks ago, that's what I did. I just sat silently while the rest of the healing circle happened, and I was bringing in these higher frequencies. And then this past Sunday, the guides had me lead the healing circle and bring everybody consciously into this vaster framework, vaster context. And then we all went deep into the silence and just experienced it. I mean, it was so far beyond words. And you just didn't want to use words. You didn't want to, like, at least my experience was, I didn't want to come down to where I could be talking through my human vehicle. I just wanted to stay in these really high vibrational energies, because I also had the feeling that that was already doing everything possible there was to do, just being in these energies. And then the guides did eventually shift the energy so we could be more present to our humans and do a more typical healing circle where everybody's contributing along the way. And we ask for, like, you can ask for a special intention. You know, I have a code. Can you put some focus on that code? And we all just, it's a very playful, open, co-created environment. Anyhow, it's what allowed these vaster energies to start coming through. And the reason I'm telling you about it is because I feel like that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try to introduce it to this group. And yeah, and so you can each also begin experiencing what this is. Just checking to see if there's anything else to say about it. Yeah, you're going to have your own experience of it. So we're not going to say much more, except like the usual. You want to just relax into this as much as you can. Notice what you notice along the way. including, like, you want to notice, like, if you have a connection, like with your guardian angel or your guides or your higher self, you'll just want to notice, like, how does that feel from this space? What's different? What's new? Yeah, and you'll be prompted to do that along the way. So yeah, let's just dive into it. Okay. So we'll go for about 45 to 50 minutes as usual. You're encouraged to just relax. Notice what you notice. As we open now to this transmission of divine love consciousness, it's always for your highest good and the highest good of all. So immediately, it's like a doorway open to this vaster context. So it's all around us. It's all around you, introducing itself to you and your energy system. Yeah, it shows up like you're in an entirely new space where light moves a little differently. Light's experienced a little differently. Everything around you and within you, as you bathe in this vaster context, everything begins to take on a different vibration, begins to be invited into a different way of being. Like most especially right now, the focus is on your heart chakra, experiencing this vaster context, this higher vibrational light that extends infinitely in every direction, is extremely refined and harmonious. It's like it's completely clear, and at the same time, it's filled with constantly shifting colors. And it's acting on the group right now. It's lifting the vibration of this whole group. Yeah, would you be willing to let go of anything you may be attached to in the denser frequencies so you can be lifted into a higher perspective, higher energies of love, light, and truth? Would you be willing to let go of any and all old ways of identifying yourself with what is dense, what is chaotic, what is stuck? Nothing for you to do here. As we ask the question, your system responds immediately. Okay, we're hitting another shift point into a markedly higher dimension. Would you be willing to let go of any and all resistance to moving into this higher, more refined, more vast existence? You are losing nothing by doing this. When the time is right, you can always land into those denser frequencies again if that fits your higher purpose. But for now, for the context of this transmission, would you be willing to allow yourself to explore for yourself these higher dimensions, this vaster context? You might begin to notice some feelings of being at home, your infinite divine home. As you let go of the earth density for this moment, allow yourself to be lifted. You may begin noticing more and more the experience of being at home. So some parts of you are more open than other parts of you to rising into this experience. So right now we're assisting those parts of you that are most open to this to come into it even more deeply, more completely, to experience the freedom that's here. What would it be like for you to allow yourself to move even more tangibly into this vaster context of your infinite divine being? And it would be good for you to notice all the support you have in helping you to experience this, open to this. Your guardian angel and spirit guides, other beings of light, gathered around you, supporting you, helping to hold this access point open for you to have your own direct experience more and more. And as they continue to support you and the parts of you that are most open to this, the increased light that's flooding the rest of your system is bringing to the surface the parts of you that are still resisting letting go, lifting higher. So we're going to bring some focus and clearing to those parts of you. So the one standing out the most right now is, I'm a failure. I failed, I failed, I failed, I failed. I'm failing now. I'm failing my higher purpose. I'm failing my human life. I'm not doing what I came here to do. I'm behind schedule. I'm a failure. I'm a failure. I'm a failure. I can't even make the basics of my life work. Clear, 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 clear. Yeah, we just invite you to notice, do any of these beliefs or identifications actually help in any way? Because as you notice, they are not actually helping. You just naturally let them go. There's another layer of similar identifications coming up. Yeah, still, I failed. I failed. I failed. I failed to clean up what I came here to clean up. I failed to resolve what I came here to resolve. Wow, okay. A lot of pain wrapped up in that one. Yeah, just notice, as long as you are identifying in this way, identifying with failure, it hurts. As we bring that to your consciousness, again, you just let it go because you don't want to hurt. And you begin to notice that believing I'm a failure doesn't help you become a success, especially since you actually already are successful. You're here, you're still breathing, you are successfully in a human lifetime. That's powerful in and of itself. Would you be willing to allow yourself to notice that just being in a human body, in a human lifetime, is already powerfully successful? Because you can't not learn as long as you're here. You are learning all the time in very profound and powerful ways, just by breathing, just by being alive here in this dimension. Yeah, would you be willing to allow yourself to begin to explore how successful you actually are, regardless of what issues and challenges you might have going on in your life? You're already profoundly successful. What if each and every part of you truly opened to that higher truth? I am successful. I am success itself. What if you let each and every cell in your body resonate with and radiate success? But this is divine success. This is unconditional success. It's not success that you declare as true only after certain conditions are met. This is your innate being. Your very nature. What you are by your very nature is success. Successful. What if you allowed that to overwrite all those old misunderstandings, misbeliefs, misidentifications related to failure? Okay, as that continues clearing, let's renew the vaster context. You can assist in this by just imagining you can sense out infinitely in any direction you choose. Below you, above you, in front of you, behind you, to each side. Notice where you are drawn to begin to sense out into infinity. And then just notice what you notice. These refined patterns and energies of this vast context are sharing information with you wherever you put your focus. Now, for your comparison, just randomly pick another point somewhere in the infinite space around you and notice what information, what feeling sense you get from that point, from this vast context. You might notice differences such as a different texture or colors, or the way the energies move and vibrate. There may be words or symbols. And the changes might be very subtle. It may take some practice to begin to sense the differences. But go ahead and pick a third point now. Somewhere in the infinite space all around you, and notice what you notice. What is here at this point for you? Allow yourself to use your imagination. That's a very subtle aspect of your mind. And now you're invited to allow yourself to pull all three experiences together, all 3 points. Just notice if there's what comes out of just holding an awareness of all 3 of those points, all 3 of those experiences. Does the combination of all 3 allow a new experience? And it's good for you to know whether you're receiving this consciously or not. It is happening. Your energy system is receiving this information, these higher vibrations, these new connections that are being made. And eventually they will translate as thoughts and or behaviors or things showing up in your life. So we're going to take a moment here to renew this vaster context. See if we can show you even more of the pure frequencies of this. It's good for you to know this is bringing greater healing to your physical, emotional, mental bodies, your human life, just by hanging out here, bathing in these highly refined, highly harmonized energies. Okay, once again, this is bringing more of the shadow to the surface. Identifications. I can't see. Would you be willing to allow any and all ways in which you believe, feel, experience that you can't see this or that, or the truth, or whatever? I can't see, I can't see, I can't see, I can't see. Clear, 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 clear. I can't see. Clear, 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 clear. I don't want to see. I don't want to see. I don't want the responsibility of seeing. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean if I see? What does it mean if I allow myself to see? What will it mean? What does it mean? What will it do? Clear, 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 clear. Who would I be if I allowed myself to see clearly everything there is to see moment to moment? Okay, the higher energies coming in. Now that we've opened up some space, I see. I am that which sees. Thus, I allow myself to see. I see. I am that which sees. So, this vaster context is interacting with these identifications. The lower vibrational ones that you are letting go of, and the higher vibrational ones that you are opening to, your system's receiving. What would it be like if you allowed yourself to see all that you are actually able to see? Okay, that brings up some fears of being overwhelmed, fears, memories of being overwhelmed by what you saw, trauma related to seeing more than you felt you should or could process, feeling overwhelmed by what you see, by what you saw. Clear, 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 clear. Would you be willing to begin to allow yourself to notice that you are that which sees? And whatever's seen cannot actually affect you unless you imagine it can. And then it only affects you because you're filtering it through your imagination, your beliefs. But you drop those beliefs and you realize I can see anything and everything without ever feeling overwhelmed by any of it. It's just information. What would it be like to allow yourself to see this even more clearly now? To let go of the fear, the resistance, sense of overwhelm, the past traumas, past ways of thinking about what you see, your ability to see. And then would you be willing to apply that to all of your senses? Internal, external, psychic senses, spiritual senses. Including what you can hear, what you can taste, what you can touch, what you can feel. Okay, lifting you more purely into this vaster context. Would you be willing to let go of anything and everything that no longer matches who and what you truly are in these higher vibrations? You might bring some awareness again to all the beings that are here supporting you, helping you to open to these energies, this vaster context of your infinite divine being, your true home. Archangel Metatron is here. Playing with the vaster context frequencies. It's like setting up unique vibrations and frequencies for you to experience right now. It's good for you to know these are customized perfectly for you what you most need right now. Expand, expand. Would you be willing to allow yourself and your whole energy system to continue to expand more and more so you can be more aware, hold more love, light, and truth, play even more deeply, more profoundly with these energies? And notice the aspects of love, love, love that are here in this vaster context. Now we're going to show you another way you can play with the vaster context. So come to mind some issue in your life, something you wish to focus on, project, a goal, a symptom, situation. Allow yourself to imagine that, however you do, within this vaster context. As you bring it to mind, as you call that forth and imagine what's there, you might notice how these energies of the vaster context change your experience of that situation, that focus. You might notice how these energies help you to see that situation from a higher perspective, a more loving perspective. You might get a better sense of what's actually important here and what could be let go of. And then you might imagine what your personality might feel or think about this issue tomorrow while bathed in this vaster context. And now you're invited to move out 2 weeks into the future. Allow yourself to imagine it's 2 weeks into the future and notice what you notice about this situation, this focus. Is it even there anymore? If it is there, has it changed, evolved? Notice what you notice from the context of these vaster energies. Now you're invited to take it out to some point farther in the future. Allow yourself to be guided. How far? A month, 6 months, a year, whatever. What you imagine related to this focus, this period into the future, while being bathed in this vaster context. It's good for you to know you have absolutely changed the energy of this focus, of this situation in the past, present, and future. So, one more time, a little more quickly now. Take you fully, as deeply as possible into this vaster context. Just let everything go. You're all doing great. You're all very open. Now bring awareness to your physical body and this vaster context. Just notice what you notice. What does it reveal? What does it do with your physical body? Would you be willing to allow it to heal your physical body even more? To bring the functioning of your physical body into ever more optimal life and living, flow, balance. Including the DNA, your genetic expression, the mitochondria within every cell, your nervous system, all the glands, glandular system, circulatory system now. And most optimal brain function. And then let that all go again. Just allow the pure, vast context to integrate and harmonize. And as we bring this session to a conclusion, just notice how the vaster energies move you back into what your everyday consciousness is. here now, in this present time and space, in this dimension, very good. This session is complete. Infinite blessings. Yeah, yeah. It is like the first ways I tried to describe it, it was like going to a meta dimension, like a dimension that is beyond this dimension, and then the meta dimension of that meta dimension. So it was like two dimensions removed from this dimension. So it's not just a higher dimension. They're meta dimensions. They're like what provides like the building blocks of this dimension. So it is taking you farther and farther away from earth density, earth experience. And part of the information, it wasn't called out super clearly in today's transmission, but it was there definitely in the energy, is that there's nothing to fear by allowing yourself to dissolve, because it won't usurp your human life. At the end of the meditation, you'll easily and effortlessly come back to the density of this dimension. There's no need to be afraid of going out and detaching, or that you won't want to come back. Because the more you let go and go off into this dimension, the more it heals and opens your human. And so it becomes more enjoyable to be here. So you're not going to miss out on that. You're not going to miss that opportunity. So yeah, the more, like, if you replay this, each time you'll see that you release and open more to it, and then you more easily come back after it. It like, sometimes when you go to higher dimensions within this set of dimensions, it's really difficult to come back. You feel really groggy and disconnected, and it takes you a long time to kind of like land back in. But this is different. We're actually going off into these meta dimensions. And when you come back, the words fail, but it's more direct. And yeah, at least that's been my experience so far. And that's what the guides keep affirming. It's different than going to higher dimensions, which sometimes that's what the guides do in these sessions. But this is, the words just start to fail. Meta dimensions, or sometimes they call it a vaster framework, because it's a slightly different framework than what we're in here on Earth. So yeah, framework might be a good word for it. But yeah, I invite you to just keep playing with it, and you might notice that fear of dissolving will go away the more you play with these energies. Yeah, it's about waking up and remembering who you are beyond the human. So yeah, we're constantly expanding those boundaries. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Yeah, the other thing is this really is like a direct path to bliss as well. The more you play in these spaces, it's just gonna become more and more blissful. Yeah. Okay, feels like a good time to call it. Thank you again for joining us, lending your beautiful energies to the process, to the group. Infinite blessings. Would you be willing to allow more and more of you to sink into this pure being beyond all preferences? This is incredibly healing, incredibly cleansing to each and every part of your system: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual.